I'm gonna tell you a story about a little girl named Maya. Growing up, Maya watched her mother live in a relationship filled with fear. She heard the arguments. She watched her mother be insulted and belittled. Sometimes things became physical, and sometimes there wasn't even a father at all. Maybe he was absent. Maybe he was emotionally unavailable. Maybe he simply wasn't there. Somehow children learn consciously and unconsciously by observation. Children do not only learn through what they are told, but instead they learn through what they repeatedly experience. And without realizing it, Mario started forming an idea of what love looked like. Love was unpredictable. Love meant walking on eggshells. Love meant trying harder when someone pulls away. Love meant staying even though you were hurting. She didn't know she was learning these things. She just knew this was what home looked like. And this is where things become interesting. Because as adults, we don't always feel attracted to things that are healthy. Sometimes we're drawn towards what our nervous system recognizes. If chaos was normal growing up, peace can feel strange. If affection was inconsistent, then consistency can feel boring. And if you had to earn someone's affection, someone loving you or giving you affection freely can utterly feel suspicious. And this is why someone can meet a genuinely kind person and say they're amazing, but I don't feel the spark. Oh, I think he's a good guy, but we just ain't good for each other. Oh, I think he's nice, but we just ain't compatible. Wrong. And then they meet someone who is emotionally unavailable and they become obsessed with this person. Why? Because sometimes familiarity feels like chemistry. What you know is what you're used to. So if you've ever wondered, why do I keep choosing the wrong person? Maybe that's not a question you need to ask. But instead, ask yourself this: what did I learn about love when I was young? Because sometimes the relationship you're struggling with today is connected to a lesson you learned long ago before meeting that person. And that's where the story gets deeper. Because what happens when the person you're attracted to is actually the one who is recreating the wound that you are familiar with, the wound that you've been carrying since childhood. Why do you keep choosing the same kind of person? Why do you keep falling for people who hurt you? Different person, different relationship, different circumstances, but somehow the story keeps repeating. You tell yourself, this time it will be different. But months later, you're crying over something you promised yourself you'd never tolerate again. And here's the part nobody tells you: you may not actually intentionally be choosing what hurts you, but instead, you're choosing what feels familiar.